Hello there, welcome to my bench once again, Hugh here. In this tutorial I'm going to tie you up a nymph, a very popular nymph, the Copper John nymph, my version of the Copper John. So I figured I'd get this guy tied for you today. So I'll get him out of the vise, a fresh hook in here, and we'll get started. For the hook I'm using a mustad 3906B, size 10. And I already have the bead on him and 12 wraps of .20 lead wrapped on the shank. We'll get him locked in the vise. So what I'm going to do first is push those thread wraps up into the bead, like so. There we go. And the thread I'm using is UTC 70 denier in black. So we'll get that started right behind the lead here. I'm going to make a few wraps. And I'm going to snip off that tag end. And I'm going to wrap over that lead. We're just going to wrap over top of that like so, then back. Do that a couple times, secure it down good. Here we go. Now we're going to wrap back to where we want to attach our tail, just right above the barb. And the tail I'm using is black goose biots. I have 2 biots ready here, prepared. So I'm going to just put them concave side facing each other. So they curve outward. We want that little V on our tail here once I get them situated. Okay, just bear with me here for a second. Okay, there we go. I got them. That's what we want to achieve that little V on our tail. And I want that tail to be about hook cap length, so put him back and tie him in. We want one on each side here. Let's just come out with a pinch loop after you get one on each side and come down just like so here. There we are. And that'll give us our tail. Then I'm going to wrap forward on those all the way up to behind the lid. I'm going to snip off those excess tips of the goose biot right behind our lid. Okay, then we're going to wrap back to meet that lid here. Okay, then come back. I want to get as smooth as I can here before we tie in our copper wire. Okay, there's our tail. Now the abdomen for this guy is copper wire, medium copper soft wire, so I have a piece of that ready to go. Now I want to do is tie this guy in on the bottom. I want him to stay on the bottom of the shank. So I'm going to start him in here like so. Just like so here. I want to check that. Actually I'm going to turn my vise upside down. The hook upside down I should say. And we're going to wrap back to in front of our tail here. Just like so. And I'm going to put several snug wraps over that wire. Cover those up good. There we go. We're going to work up to come back a little ways. I want to have a little taper on this guy, on the abdomen. Okay, there we go. So there's our wire tied in. Now, you may find this a little tricky, but it's not too bad. So we're going to come in and start our wraps for our wire body. First wrap right in front of our goose biot tail. Just come around. Just like so here. Actually, I'm going to bring that camera in a little bit, folks. There we go. And we'll make our next wrap right in front. Just like so. And I want to check the bottom of that. That looks good. I just want to make sure your wraps fall right in front of the next. Keep them close together, your wire wraps. And just keep working up. Just like so. There we go. That looks good. Just take your time. So we get to where we want to tie off. Okay. That's good right there. So actually one more wrap. Okay, then I'm going to tie this guy off. A couple wraps to secure that lead, or excuse me, that wire down. Then make a couple more. a couple in front of it. Okay, then we're going to helicopter that off. Just turn it till it snaps. There we go. Several snug wraps there to secure that down good. There we go. Okay, so there's our copper wire body for our copper john. Okay, next I'm going to tie in our piece of medium gold UTC holographic tinsel, which is going to go over our wing case when we fold the wing case over it. So I'm going to tie that in first, keeping that right on top and right in the middle of the shank here, just like so. There we go. I'm going to place that in the material clip for now. We're going to tie that down good, several snug wraps. Okay, next material. Now for the wing case on my Hopper Johns, I use scud back material in a brownish color, reddish brown color. That's what I use for my wing case. So I'm going to tie that in next, right behind the bead here. Okay, just make a soft loop around it, pinch it down, and you can bring it back a little. There we go. Just make sure that stays where you want it. Check it so it's going to fold over properly. Back a couple more wraps. There we go. Okay, that looks good right there. And we're going to wrap that down good. Tie it in good. Snug that down. Okay. So we have our wing case in. I'm just going to check that to make sure it's where I want it, right on top. Okay, next step is our thorax. And I use on mine a peacock ice dub. That's what I like to use. It gives it a nice sheen to it, nice sparkle. A little hard to dub, but it makes a great thorax. So I'm going to put a little tacky wax on the thread here. And I'm going to just bear with me while I get this dubbed on. It just takes a little time is all. A little tricky to dub, but just be patient with it. You may have to put 2 or 3 amounts on to get where you want for your thorax. So sometimes it's easier just to grab right a hold of the thread and dubbing itself and wrap it all at once. Seems to wrap easier that way, just like so. Okay, we're gonna need some more. I want a nice, good sized thorax on this guy. So we're gonna dub a little more on. Best we can here, nice and tight as you can get it. Okay. A little tricky to dub on, but you'll get it. Okay, let's wrap that on, see where it puts us here. Okay, it's not looking too bad. Just gonna check and see what it's looking like there. Make sure my wing case is gonna line up properly. It looks good, but I want a little bit more thorax material, so we're going to dub a little more on. A little more of that ice dub. Just to finish it off, I need a little more in the front there. Okay. This should finish it up for us. Okay, bring it towards the front here. There we are. There's our thorax. Just going to trim a few of those long fibers out of here. There we go. Okay. Okay, next step, I'm going to tie in the legs. And I have a pheasant body feather is what I use because I like the coloration on it for the legs, that molted color through it. And I took one off, stripped the lower fibers off, and cut a little V-notch in it. So there's what your legs look like for now. And the way to place those on, just put the concave side down, the V facing this way, and just measure them up where you want them, and just hold them down like that. Pinch them, make a wrap right behind your bead like so. Snug it down, just like so, and make another wrap, and one more, and that should place them right where you want them there. There we go, just like so. And I'm going to snip off this, or I'm going to make a couple wraps back on it actually first. And I'm going to come in and snip off the excess. Close as I can get it here. Okay, that looks fine. Just another little piece there. There we go. Okay, so there's our legs. Got those locked in. Okay, next step we're going to do is take our wing case, our scud back. We're going to fold that forward over top our thorax. Just like so here. We're going to come down. Just keep it on top. Just like so. Make a couple wraps. Just check on each side. Make sure it looks so good the way you want it. Okay. And then we're going to fold that. Grab a hold of our scud back here. We're going to fold that back. Couple wraps. Secure that down really good. And we're going to give it a little pull as we cut. Trim off that excess. Just like so. Tie that down well. Nice and secure. Okay. So our last step is to fold over our holographic tinsel. Keep that right in the middle of your wing case. You want that running right down the middle of it, like so. Just place that on and come down. Make a wrap to keep that in place. A couple more. Fold it back. Make a couple wraps. There we go. And we're going to trim that excess off here. There we go, and it should look like that right there, right down the middle of your wing case. So we're almost done here. What we got left to do now is a whip finish, and we'll apply some resin to our wing case. So I'll bring in my whip finisher here, and I'm going to do a 4 to 5 turn whip finish on this guy. Just going to make sure that's all tied down good. Just like so here. A couple more wraps, won't hurt anything. There we go. Come in, snug that down, give it a nice little pull here. Snip off my excess thread. There we go. Just going to spread my legs out here a little bit. Okay, anyway, that's my version of the Copper John. So there he is. Done deal. Very good attractor nymph. Gets down deep really fast. Got a heavy bead and lots of thread wraps. And the copper wire body. So next thing I'll do is bring in my UV resin here. I'm going to use Solar Res Thin formula. Get some of that. We're going to put that on the wing case. Okay. We're going to come in. Put a little drop right on top here. I want a little bit to go back. We want it to go back on the wire wraps, just a hair back on the wire wraps as well. There we go. And onto your bead just a bit. Just make sure you cover all your wing case. Just like so. We want that little round bump on the top there is what we're looking for. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Just gonna check that, make sure everything's covered good. Okay. Now I'm gonna give that a little cure. Cure them up here. Take a few seconds. Okay. Okay, that should do it for us right there. Okay. So there we have it. There's another size 10 Copper John. Very popular nymph. And definitely catches fish. So there he is. See if I can bring in a little close-up for you here. Without my focus screwing up too much. That looks pretty good there. So there's what he looks like when he's all done. Done deal. I mean, it's a little bit more steps into tying this guy, but it's not that difficult. So, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. And subscribe also, too, if you'd like to see more in the future. If you subscribe, I always appreciate it very much. I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank you so much for watching my tutorials once again. And this is Hugh. I'm going to sign out for now. Happy tying, everyone. And I'll see you again soon. So long for now, folks.